going to go ahead and record it. So today is May 31st, and it's month's end, so yay. So a little bit about the context of this call. We're going to talk about how to put your family first this summer and just some strategies for making sure you are getting some things on the calendar this summer and some celebrations, and of course getting you all to stir, which everybody here that's with us is going or knows they should go and why it's so important. But for the people watching the playback, we'll share some tips and reasons why to go. So without further ado, who wants to share some of their team members? I know we still have some time left at the end of the month, but people that have hit $350 or $1,000 club, or people that have joined.
I can do my 350 really quick.
Sure.
It is Christina Morrow and Michelle Coverman blew the 350 out of the water. So
Nice.
my girls for the
Awesome. Okay, I'll go. Let's see. All right, my sister Christina Castellanos is back in the Wild Tree game.
Yay.
Doing awesome. Sherry Garine and Teresa Harkness, who is my new rep. She hit 350 Club in her first couple weeks, so super excited. She's ordered a ton of stuff for her family to try because her husband loves like the samples in the box, so she went for it and just used her free shipping voucher and ordered the catalog. So I'm super excited. She's awesome, and I'm excited to welcome her here too.
Nice. Welcome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and from my crew, I actually have a brand new rep. She's been a long-time customer of mine for several years, and she just decided that she wanted to start hosting a workshop every so often and get all of her Wild Tree at a discount. So Sally just joined last month. She just put in her first workshop order, and so she is actually number 2 in our entire organization this month, being a brand new stinking rep. So congratulations to Sally. And then Stacy Castro, Neely Walker, Jenny Furtak have all claimed their business bucks, and we have a couple more that are super close.
Nice. Way to go. Abby, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go?
I can go. I have Stephanie Holner and Sarah Whiteside. Sarah Corey just had her launch weekend, and she's reviewed already. And then I have Deb Crystal, who are almost there. Deb Tyson, Crystal, almost there. So doing well.
Awesome.
But yes.
Nice. And so on my end, I've got Jen Dole, who's already hit her $1,000 club. She does every single month. I love it. And I also wanted to share that Jen Dole and Jody Gallagher both just bought their plane tickets to Stir. So celebrating them because they are reps on their way to becoming team leaders because they are going to Stir. So we'll get to that in a minute too. We've got Lori Troxel. She's brand new. She is almost so close. She's going to do it today. She's working really hard. So everybody cheer her on. She is like $100 away from $1,000 club as well, and getting that senior rep promotion and hitting this in her first, we think maybe it's her first 30 days to hit that first tier of the Get Cookin' club. So really, really proud of her. Stephanie Sheard, Jody Gallagher, Kelly Wildfewer, Gina Coates, and Annette Molina all are 350 or above as well. Super proud of those ladies.
Awesome.
So without further ado, I'm going to give you all some tips on, well, first of all, good news. Sorry, I totally jumped ahead of myself. Who has good news to share? I'm going to make all of you go, so quick. Jacqueline's going to go first.
I am excited about our like team happy hour coming up and the team workshop and just all the things about the summer. So I'm excited to hear about what you're talking about, but I feel like the vibe is just good, like hanging out with your families, helping other families, and like the excitement about summer being here versus the like, oh, what am I going to do with these kids and how am I going to run my business? I feel like there's a really good vibe going into summer.
Nice. That's awesome. I know you and Yota are doing book club with
And
your
book club.
crew.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting. I think the Success Tribe is doing the same.
Oh,
So
good.
that will be fun this summer.
Yay.
What about Abby or Brooke or Amy?
I have one new rep that is, well, she's not new. When I say new, I mean she's new to STIR, who is coming to Denver this year. And then I have one returning rep who's coming back for her second year. So Stacy Castro is new to us in Denver, and then Neely Walker is a returning vet. So I have two really fun, great people who are going to fit into our little party people, fun, niceness group.
Nice. Yay. Well, maybe if they need roommates, I know that Jen Dole and Jody Gallagher, who are definitely fit the fun crowd, need in need of a couple of roommates. So
Perfect. I'll bring it up to them, or they might see this and reach out to me in the replay too. So
yeah, cool.
thanks.
Amy, Abby?
Yep, I'll go quick. I mean, Maria knows her and I had a great three-way call with a rep of mine yesterday who I'm super excited about. I mean, she's been with Wall Street for about a year, but due to some things going on, looking to really build her business up. And it was nice to do it with Maria yesterday. I felt like it was a great three-way call. I loved hearing Maria do her onboarding because I don't know that I've done a great job of it in the past. It was fun to listen to and be involved in. And I feel like it was a great call, and I'm excited for Christina because I think she's going to do great things, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for her. She seems pumped and super focused and ready to rock and roll. So excited. Abby, what about you, girl? Abby's.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Sorry. I was walking through the house. I didn't want to make you dizzy. I think of good news. Had a fun mom and me last night Instapot party.
I can't hear you.
Both of my new reps
Good.
plan to come to conference, but they both have already. So it's a bummer, but at least the interest is there. And I have another girl signing up tomorrow, and so hopefully I can get her there too. Keep it a little bit of everything. Is that my phone?
We can't hear you.
No. I don't know why.
Sorry. It's just kind of cutting in and out. Can't really hear you. But thank you. I think I caught a little bit of it. It sounded like she had people interested in going to STIR. She's really excited. She has a new girl signing up who might be interested in coming to STIR. So that's really exciting. So let's just talk about STIR, since that seems to kind of be on everybody's mind right now because we're getting super close to it, but we still have plenty of time to get there, to earn money and save money to get there. So I'm really excited that Jody and Jen decided to invest in themselves. And I think my biggest tip is the investment that it takes to come is an investment that you put into your business, sort of like my biggest analogy would be The Greatest Showman. You've all seen it. It's my favorite movie of all time. And I was thinking about it today, and I thought, Hugh Jackman put all that money that he started making into his show, into making his show even better. And he kept on bringing in money and spending the money right back into his business to keep making it bigger and better. And that's no different than investing in yourself, into your own business. So yes, a lot of people think, gosh, it's a lot of money, and it is an investment, and that's no lie. But that's money that you're investing right back into your business that you can earn between now and end of July. STIR is still 2 months away, and that is many, many, many parties that can be had, many online sales that can be had if you stay focused this summer. That money that you make in the next couple of months can be reinvested right back into STIR, knowing that with an abundance mindset, you are just going to grow and explode and just make some moolah this fall. That is just a proven thing that when people come to conference, that they excel the 4, 5, 6 months after. So that money will be made up for and then some. So I just can't stress it enough. A scarcity mindset would have been like Hugh Jackman being like, okay, I got all this money for the show, and he would have made something great if he would have just held that money for him and his family and didn't just have that vision and abundance of how much bigger and better it could be. So that's my biggest tip for everybody. What about you, ladies?
I've just found that every time I go to a conference, I get sort of reignited and re-excited about my business. And I've found that the connections and relationships that I kind of nurture and develop while I'm there with other team leaders and other, even new people, I always glean the best ideas and the best connections from those people and from those relationships. I mean, just case in point, I am not in Maria's organization, nor am I in Leisha's organization. However, we have had this relationship since the very beginning, and we just work really well together. So I know that I wouldn't be where I am in my business without being able to go to those conferences and make those connections and develop those relationships, because it's really fun to work outside of your organization and then help your organization at the same time. So I think that's a really key point that not a lot of people tend to think about, is just learning from other people as well as the company.
Awesome. I love that. And that's so true. I mean, that goes for Brooke and I and several other people. Just being able to network outside of your organization and outside of your close circle of team members and hear all these awesome ideas and hear these great things that everyone's doing. It's so inspiring. Love that. Amy or Abby, do you have any tips about conference and why it's so important to go?
I mean, again, just agreeing with Brooke, like it's just a lot of fun. It's great people. Denver is amazing, an amazing city. We're actually staying downtown, which is amazing. So just going to be super fun and just, I mean, a great time. Midsummer, you're ready to leave your kids for a little bit and go and have some fun. And we all deserve that. We deserve to do that. So I know it can be hard to wrap your brain around it, but it's so worth it. We're all in the same boat. Most people are leaving their kids and their husbands and stuff. But, I briefly read over the notes from the team leader Southwestern call the other night, and it just talked about like that's important for your spouse to have that time, one-on-one time with your kids as well. Like view it both ways, So, but yeah, just great, usually great giveaways and learn, first to learn the information, big stuff coming with the new website. So I know that it's going to be huge to be there and see it firsthand versus learning it after the fact.
So true. If you're the type of person who needs that hands-on learning and training, yes, we are very glad Amy's going. And you just need to be there. And you also need to have enough confidence in yourself and believe in yourself that you deserve to go. A lot of women just don't feel they deserve to spend that kind of money on themselves. And you absolutely do, because it would be a tragedy for you to think otherwise. So that investment is so important. And your family will live without you. You have people that you know who can help you get there. So, Abby, anything else to add to that?
Can you hear me now? Is that better? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. I totally agree with what everybody said so far, but I know for me, after I went to my first one, my business tripled, and it's since then, and I never ever missed an event since you go to one. It will just keep you where you need to be in your business or where you want to be. You can get all those tools there, and I like how Brooke said, it just comes at the right time, and it just brings a great team. So sometimes you'll relate to someone that's not in your org. I mean, if you don't go to conference, you wouldn't meet those people. So I recommend everybody get there. You will not regret it. And what they said, with all the new system changes, the best time to invest and come. You will get your money back. I promise. Everything I invested in my first one, I got all back and 100 times more. So just do it.
Hold on. Sorry, Claire. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that.
End of summer and all the kids home.
So, well, that'll bring me into my next thing. Tips, the 5 tips that I have for helping you work around your family this summer. So putting your family first is always, we never want you to put Wild Tree first. We always want you to put your family first. I mean, I think that's true for most people in life. But you can't just ignore your Wild Tree business and expect money to show up in the bank account. So here are the 5 tips for keeping your family first, but still working in that business and being pretty sneaky about it. The tip number 1 is write down your top 3 priorities the night before you go to bed. So every single day, the night before you go to bed, with the exception of maybe Friday and Saturday, write down the 3 things that you know you just want to and need to accomplish the next day. If you don't write it down, it might as well not exist. If you think it exists in your head, great. But hope is not a strategy. And keeping it all up in your head is just like hope.
Oh, that was genius. Hope is not a strategy.
It's my favorite quote of life right now. I'm like,
I think I'm going to write that down somewhere.
I actually recommend everybody write it down and see how often you can use that this week. A lot.
I love it.
A lot of people are like, oh, I hope I do this. Oh, great. You hope to get dinner done. Not a strategy. Not going to happen unless you've got a plan. So you need to actually write it down. And there you go. I love it. Yay.
Putting it on my computer. I'm going to say that to my kids for sure.
Yes. So you got to write it down. Just write down your top 3 priorities. Don't make this laundry list of things to do, of 100 things you're going to do, because you're not going to do them. You're going to feel overwhelmed, and then you're going to think you're a failure. So just write down your top 3 things that you can do to move your business forward each night before you go to bed. So that's tip 1. Tip number 2 is always have 2 blocks of time every day to work your business. So yes, the kids are home from school. Some have camp. Some are just home with you. Some of you are work from home moms. Some of you are at work moms. Whatever your situation is, pick 2 times during the day, maybe a morning block and an evening block, or maybe an afternoon block and an early evening block. Whatever those blocks might look like for you, pick them and stick to them. Pick the 2 blocks of time that work for you, because it is summer and like lots of things are going to come up, especially if you're a work from home mom. The work at work moms might have a little bit more of a strict schedule, and things might still be rocking and rolling just like they do during the school year. So I'm going to try and flip-flop to both examples, but having those 2 blocks means that if something comes up, and this could happen at work too, let's say you plan to work on your lunch hour, but now guess what? Your boss wants to have a meeting. So there went that block of time because your boss wants to have a meeting. But you have a backup. You blocked out a whole nother chunk of time later that day to work your business and get those 3 Ps, those 3 priorities done. So always have 2 blocks during the day, because inevitably one might fall apart and you've got your backup plan. And if you do get to work both blocks, like, yay, you. So that is that. Oh, I was going to wear my sunglasses too, because we're talking about summer. That was my prop for today. So. Then, okay, so 2 blocks of time during the day. And those only need to be 30-minute blocks, guys. There's a lot you can do if you like close the doors, get in a quiet room, and you just do those 3 things that you wrote down, and you just do those. And sometimes you might need to use those both blocks of time, like I said, and sometimes you'll get it all done, and then you're free for that other block. Go to the pool with your kids. Do whatever. Number 3, work when you're working and don't work when you're not working. So pick out those blocks of time before you go to bed the night before. Decide what those blocks of time are going to be and work during those blocks. And then when you're at the pool with your kids, be at the pool with your kids. When you're at the park with your kids, be at the park. When you're getting ice cream, get ice cream. Don't let Wild Tree be running all amok on your time that you scheduled to be with your family. If you are diligent about writing everything down the night before and picking out those blocks, that really shouldn't even be a problem. So work when you work, and you don't have to like respond to people right away. You'd never have to do that. Don't ever feel like you have to do that. If the hostess gets back to you, that's exciting, but like work when you're working. They can wait. Tip number 4, schedule your own parties this summer, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is like probably my favorite tip, because this time of year, you're going to be running into like everybody in your community. You're going to be at the pool. You're going to be at the ball fields. You're going to be at whatever activities your kiddos do in the summer. You're going to be running into like thousands of people. It's so easy to talk about Wild Tree and to say, hey, you know, I'm actually having people over on June 14th for some drinks and to talk about menu planning. There's actually a really cool way to menu plan from your phone. If you're free that night, come on over. Or I know, like, I ran into somebody at the end of your party at my kiddo's school, and she's like, oh, Maria, I just need to put some meals together. I totally need to do what you're doing. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I'm having people over on June 13th, so I'll shoot you a message, and you can come on over. She's like, great, sounds like a plan. Like, she's all ready to come over because I had a date on the calendar for having people over. So it's so easy, and even if you feel like, oh, nobody's going to come, or you know, only 2 people are coming, so what? Have a party with a couple people. Tell them how to menu plan. Like, why are you worried about the numbers? Just have a date on the calendar, and I can guarantee you, if you're diligent about talking about it when you're out and about, you're not going to only have 2 people there. You will get a crowd each and every time. So have one set for June, July, and August. And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this yet, but I'm going to. You think I'm going to get in trouble?
No. You won't get in trouble. Spill the beans.
So June is double Host Rewards month. What? There, I just said it. You know, we're only hours away from the announcement coming. And I really want our tribe to start booking parties for June. So schedule your own party, dude, and cash in on all the free stuff. Like, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. And a lot of you are like, oh, but we're going on vacation in June. Oh, guess what? Are you going away for like the whole month? Like, comment below or give me something, a thumbs up when you watch the playback of this. If you are gone from June 1st to June 30th, if you are, wow, that is amazing. You are living the life. But I would suspect most of you are maybe gone for a week or 10 days of the month, which means you have 20 days to fill in the blank and have a party at your house. And that's one night out of the entire 30 days. So you absolutely can, no matter how busy you think you are. I'm going to be away from June 7th to June 7th to June 23rd. I have 5 parties on the calendar. So there's not really an excuse. One week, I have 4 parties in a row. But guess what? I will be with my family on that long, long vacation, and I don't want to be with them anymore after that. I'm good. And I'll be good to go to those 4 parties and get out of my house. So that would not be what I would do during the school year, but since it's summer, I can. So, and I will see them during the day enough. I will be so ready to go out those nights. So schedule your own party, especially since it's double free hostess rewards. And number 5, goals. Have a goal. Have a goal. What is your goal for the number of parties you want? What is the goal for the number of dollars you want to, what your like target number is like in sales? And what is your goal for bringing in new team members? A lot of people are always scared to bring in new team members, but that is the fastest way to an income here at Wild Tree. Your income increases exponentially when you have a team. So if you're used to making $100 to $200 a month, the people that are building the team here are making $1,000 to $2,000 a month and more. So team building is literally the fastest way to an income here at Wild Tree. So start growing your team this summer. That's a great target and a great goal for yourself so that you can make an income here. So those are my 5 tips. Is just write down a goal. It can literally be like at the top of your planner for each month. What is your monthly goal for those 3 categories? How many people do you want to bring onto your team? What are your sales going to look like? And what is your target party number for the summer? And you can work around your family schedule if you take those 5 tips into consideration, and you're going to have a blast and not be worried about a thing. Another thing is some of you might say, well, I'm just going to take the summer off. I'm good. Yeah, Maria, sounds like great, but I'll just pick things up when school starts again because I'm just like so busy. But the people that do that will actually see a fallout in the fall. We have a 30, 60, and 90-day cycle here. So if you don't do things in the summer, then your fall is going to look real bleak. It's going to be really hard to jumpstart. The people that are going to have a kick-ass fall are the people that had a really nice groove this summer. So I know it's easy to kick back and relax and just sip on some cocktails. Sounds amazing, but it will have a fallout if you choose to do that. So you're all adults and that's your choice. Any questions about my 5 tips, or does anybody else have other tips other than that?
I like all of those. I think that the more that you really focus on those 3 income producing activities, the better, because then the rest of your day you can feel good about what you're doing. And then you know that you've got that second block of time to really work things out. And I have found that when I my kids for what's going on, it really, really helps. So our schedule is that my son has camp on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 12. And my daughter has a morning camp as well. But I really, with driving them there and driving them back, I really only have about an hour's worth of time to put in there. And for me, I get distracted easy. So instead of 30 minutes, I know I personally need an hour in the morning. And so I get up in the morning before they get up. And while I'm drinking my coffee, I do my devotional and I do my journal. And those are 2 things that kind of start my day positive. And then I check my email real quick and just see, okay, what are the things that, I have to get done during my hour block. So for me, if I do it at nighttime, then my brain will keep working. So for me, it's easier to get up in the morning and do it right then. So if the nighttime thing doesn't work for you, just adjust. But I do that before, so that as soon as I get in my office for the hour, I turn on my timer, I set my phone to do not disturb, and I try to that's what I'm doing for that hour. And then the rest of the day, I just know that I'm good to go until I can get back to maybe I usually try to do after the kids go to bed, I usually do another half hour of follow up on Facebook or commenting, the stuff that's not technically income producing, if that makes sense. So talking to your kids and letting them know what you're doing if they're going to be around while you're there. I give my kids rewards when they're not at camp. So if you do not bother me for an entire hour, here are the things that you can do. You can read for 20 minutes. You can do slime. I don't know. You can, and I give them things to do for that entire hour. And if they don't bother me for that hour, then we get an extra 30 minutes at the pool, or we go out for ice cream, or we play game night. So it doesn't have to cost money, but if you can get them to know, look, this is when I work. Now, this might not work for like 2-year-olds. My kids are a little bit older. They're 7 and 11, but they still, that might be another idea if you've got littles, to kind of give them rewards, and maybe it's not an hour long. Maybe for you, it's only 30 minutes.
And hopefully if they're 2, they take a nap.
Just
So
some suggestions.
work your business while they sleep with those 2-year-olds. Love that, Brooke. Those are awesome, awesome tips. Yes, we learned at our retreat that the best thing you can do for your family is be upfront and communicate with them and tell them when you are working. Then they know the expectation, they know what's expected of them, and if you stick to that and actually work during that time block, they will respect you so much more, and they will love your work time because they know when they're good during your work time that they're going to get more of you when work is over. So that's an awesome tip.
And I think the key there, Maria, is that you use the word work. You are working, and this is your job. Whether it's a side hustle for you or not, it is still your job. And I think that sometimes you give yourself like not as much credit as you deserve by saying, well, I'm just going to go do Wild Tree, or I'm going to go book some parties, or what, that it's work. And my daughter, whenever she did her end of the year thing, it said, what does your mom do while you're at school? And she said, my mom works. So give yourself some credit. This is important for you, important for your family. And you can do that. You can say that you are going to work because that is what you're doing.
I love flexibility. Our job is flexible but not optional. Another good quote. You can flex it, but you have to do it at some point, and it is work. Fun work, but it's still work. All right. Anything else on that note? I love those tips. Abby or Amy, do you have tips about that, working around your family in the summer? Awesome. So a couple suggestions for like the exciting things this summer. I kind of spilled the beans on one exciting thing, but we have a new workshop coming out that is available for purchase right now called Sunset Suppers. A really cool idea, you guys, if you have never done this before, is to do a testing group for the new workshop. And maybe I heard that one organization was doing the Sunset Suppers and the keto workshop because they'd never really talked about the keto workshop when it came out in the winter. So they're like doing a test, they're giving people options by saying test the keto workshop or our new Sunset Suppers, just to give people options. And that people love to be testers, you guys. They love to like give their feedback and opinion, and they like to get something for doing that. So some ideas might be to give away those Mexican packs, the Italian packs, or those taco night giveaways. You could say, hey, if you're one of my testers, my 10 testers, always put a number like on a limit, because that makes it feel like, oh, I better sign up for that. She's only taking 10 people. Really, we would take like 20 or 100. But okay, we're going to take 10 people to do this, and you get a free dinner, a free 11th meal if you sign up to be one of my testers for this. And again, you could put a date on the calendar and have people prep at your house, or they can prep at their own house, whatever you want to do. But
You're cutting out too, Maria.
oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So whatever you want to
It's me or you, but
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Is this better? Any better? Any better?
Yes, for the moment.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying is you could just do a testing group this summer with the new workshop. And anyone else have some good ideas? Oh, and then don't forget to put June 13th on the calendar, because that is our nationwide mega workshop for people across the country. And that could be in the Lewis Crew organization. That's in all of Alicia's organization, Hardy's Tribe. We want to do like a mega workshop across the board. And I know we are meeting personally at my house on June 13th for local area people, but people in all the different pockets could get together with friends or team members or both, because I've already invited a non-team member to the workshop, and that's okay. We're all going to prep the sunset suppers that evening so that we all have our freezer stocked for the summer. We all try the new menu. We all have fun together, and I think it'll be really neat to like go live FaceTime all the different groups all over the country who are together prepping that evening. So we'll all take pictures and share, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyone else suggestions on?
Well, and two, with the double hostess, like if you did that, running that thing, you could be able to give some hostess rewards away too. If you wanted, you know, a little more, if you did the testing group.
Yes.
Option as well.
Yes. If you wanted to give away more than just those extra dinners,
Right.
you could use the hostess rewards to, maybe give away potentially like a $50 prize to somebody who, one of the testers, their name could go into a drawing for $50 in free wild trees. Since it is double free, you could give away some of that free stuff without it coming out of your pocket. Great idea, Amy. Yeah. I always like to, and Amy gave me the suggestion the other day, double free hostess reward month is a great time to talk to your hostesses that are hosting about joining you here. It's an awesome time to sign up as a rep, reap the benefits of double free, and get paid for doing it. So that is a great time to mention the business opportunity. So talk to a lot of people this month about joining us. It's an awesome time. They could launch in June and like get double what they would normally get at a typical launch. Anything else? We're going to cut out soon, so I don't want to say too much more because we'll get cut off. But thanks, guys. This is fun.
It was fun.
Have a good summer.
Thanks, guys.
See you in a month.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Actually, not at the end of the month. I'll post when we're hosting again.